Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Today, we're going to make scrambled eggs with fontina, red potatoes, and sauteed onions. We'll take the potatoes, we're going to boil them, cut them into a dice, and then we're going to saute them in a little bit of butter and extra virgin olive oil along with the onions. Onions and potatoes in there to give them a little bit of color. We'll put them aside. We'll then use our traditional scramble, which is cold in a pan with ice cold butter and a little bit of seltzer water, and very, very slowly bring them to an extremely creamy consistency. We'll then add our fontina cheese, and we'll lay down the potatoes and the onions as a base, put on or ladle on or spoon on our creamy mashed potatoes. Of course, correct the seasoning before that, a little bit of parsley on top, and go to town. Oh, this is going to be excellent. I've had this many, many times. It's a flavor combination that's unbeatable, especially for a brunch when you want something a little bit more hearty, and even for breakfast if you're one of those people that likes to load up on the first meal of the day, eat like a king in the morning, a prince at lunch, and a pauper in the evening. This is the perfect breakfast for you. So, I almost forgot. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, hit the bell button so that you know when I release another video. Share with your friends if they're into breakfast and like egg cookery, and leave a comment if you have the inclination to do so. Even if you're not a subscriber, I'd want to hear from you. Anyway, without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and make these eggs. All right, let's get started. For our potato, onion, and fontina scramble, we'll need 3 eggs. I don't know if you can see them in the video there. We have some fontina cheese. We're going to use some 100% California extra virgin olive oil. We have some potatoes. We have some onions, a little bit of butter, and some parsley. First things first, we have to cook the potatoes. These are red potatoes. They're boiler potatoes. So what we're going to do is put them in a little pan with some water and a little bit of salt and cook them until they are knife tender, where a knife inserted goes easily into them. And we'll be back. All right, now that our potatoes are out of the water, they're still hot. But for me, it doesn't matter. I'm used to dealing with hot food. But for you, it might be a problem. See, it's still steaming. You want to basically cut them into dice like this. All right, pretty easy. You want kind of like almost like hash browns in a sense. So I'll do the rest of these and we'll come back. All right, our potatoes have been diced. They don't have to be perfect. Remember, this is a scramble and the eggs are going to go on top of these potatoes. And then I've also taken the onion, not the whole onion, but a part of the onion, a quarter of the onion, and I've sliced it relatively thinly. Okay, so now we'll take these onto the stove and we're going to brown them, and then we'll come back and make our eggs. All right, on the stove we're going to put a little bit of olive oil and some butter. Turn up the heat. Once this melts, we're going to add in our potatoes, and I'll be back when that happens. Now I have these on relatively high heat, and the potatoes are just slightly underdone. Consequently, they're going to brown. They're going to finish cooking fully. Of course, the outside of the potato is already cooked. But now we want to soften and brown the onions. And that's the reason why we add oil and butter at the same time, is so that it raises the browning temperature just a little bit so that the onions do not brown too quickly. All right, we want to get a little bit soft and then brown it. I'll be back when this is complete. In the meantime, we'll also add a little bit of salt, and that will help draw the moisture out. Remember, we did add salt to the potatoes, so they have a little bit of salt to them, but not enough. So there's that. And later on, if you want to add, for example, pepper, you're free to do that as well. It's your life. Now, do you see how the onions are cooking up very, very quickly? That's why I added the potatoes and the onions at the same time, because I've sliced them very, very thinly, they're going to cook at a more rapid rate than normal. So if I don't add the potatoes in along with the onions, we would have black onions and we would have underdone potatoes. So now we're almost done. You can see how everything's starting to get caramelized and beautiful. Now, a lot of people would just put their scrambled eggs into here and then scramble them up and then eat them that way. I don't want to do that at all. The reason for that is because we can't have the scrambled eggs at a very high temperature. Otherwise, they're going to overcook. So what we're going to do is cook this first, put it aside, let it cool down a little bit, because the heat from this oil, is definitely going to make the eggs too hot, and it will ruin all the work that we've put in. So these will come down in temperature a little bit. We will cook the eggs separately. We'll lay this down as a bed and then spoon the eggs over them. So consequently, we'll have, instead of bread, we have potatoes and we have onions, which taste great together. And then, of course, our eggs on top, which will be creamy and have very small curds. It's going to be fantastic. Almost done with this. All right, you can see that we have established some color on the potatoes. Not so much. And, of course, the onions are just beginning to get brown, which is exactly what we want. We don't want too strong of a flavor to take away from the fontina and the eggs. So we'll take these off the heat now and reserve them like I mentioned earlier. All right, now it's time to turn our attention to the eggs. We're going to break each one individually into this bowl and then put it in a larger bowl. That way, if there is an anomaly or a problem, it's a lot easier to take shells out of here than it is to take shells out of the eggs when they're in the larger bowl, or if there's a problem with the egg itself, it will not taint the rest of the eggs. So these are good, and they go in, and we'll now get a fork and beat them up a little bit. Now, when making these eggs, you want to really beat them up well, and the reason for that is because you see these trails, these that we're getting here like this. We don't want those. Those will end up being white streaks within the scrambled eggs, and that's exactly what we want to avoid. We want to create small curds. So you got to beat the living daylights out of this. I'll do that, and we'll come back. All right, now that we have beaten our eggs, we're also going to add 1.5 tablespoons of seltzer water, 1 tablespoon for every egg, and then another secret ingredient is a few cubes of cold butter. Now these were in the freezer. That's how cold they are. And then now we will go to the stove. These two items, the cold butter and the seltzer water, are part of the secret to making an extremely nice scrambled eggs that's creamy with small curds. The other secret is cooking it very, very slowly, and we're going to go do that right now. Okay, we're at the stove, obviously. These are the eggs. There's no heat on right now. I'm just going to put the eggs in the pan, cold, along with the butter. I've not added any salt, and the reason for that is because salt makes the protein strands firm up and squeeze out the moisture. We want to keep moisture in. So what we'll end up doing is this is on medium heat now, we will begin to cook the eggs very, very slowly while stirring constantly. Now, if they seem to come together a little bit too quickly, we can always take this off the flame. Normally I would put it aside, but for you I'd lift it up like this above the flame. So that's what you have to be cognizant about. You want to keep stirring and stirring and stirring, and you want to do this very, very slowly while at the same time controlling the rate at which the eggs cook. We're going to add the Fontina cheese, which I've shredded just towards the end of cooking, and what that will do is it will help to arrest any further cooking of the eggs. So here we go, very, very, very lightly and slowly. I'm not going to bore you with all this. I may just see how it's starting to coagulate on the sides. That may mean that it's slightly too high of a temperature. So I'm going to turn down the temperature here. You You can see my hand over there turning it down. And we're going to continue to stir. All right. All right, you can see how the eggs are slowly coming together. We're now going to add our Fontina cheese. And I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay? And so the residual heat in the pan will end up cooking these eggs. Look how creamy and nice they are. And the addition of the Fontina cheese will just make it more so. Look at this. Now, we'll add a little bit of salt. That's Maldon salt, so it seems to be a lot more than it really is because of the large crystals. So there we go. That is literally perfectly done. Now let's go to the plate and plate it up and eat. Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Well, you saw me plate it up, and here it is. And you'll also notice that even after sitting for a few minutes, it's not watery or anything like that. It's just absolutely creamy. And look at the hash browns with the onions in the back there that we've put down. And now is the moment of truth. Oh boy, that is good. The flavor of the Fontina is in there. The small curds, as you saw, lend a creaminess to the eggs. I just got some potato in there. That's perfectly cooked. It's not mushy. And then the caramelized onion and the fact that we put them off to the side made them not so hot, like I had mentioned earlier. And in addition to that, it allows us to let the oil drain from it too, so it's not greasy and heavy. Oh, those onions, absolutely perfect. Oh, what a combination. This is a treat for anybody. I'll tell you what, this is one of the best egg dishes that I've shown you guys. If you followed my advice and cook very, very slowly, it's perfectly seasoned. I don't really like pepper here, although you could add it. It would be fine. I think it's just excellent the way that it is. Anyway, before we go, please thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, share with your friends, and leave a comment below if you have the inclination to do so. I love to hear from you. Even if you're not a subscriber, please leave a comment. I hope you will be. I hope I bring enough value to the table, no pun intended, that you would consider subscribing. Doesn't cost you anything. You just hit the button, and that's it. You got to try this. I mean, there's just no other way. This is so good. That Fontina, wow. The potatoes, the onions, this is a flavor combination. It's heavenly. Listen, don't watch me eat anymore because I'm going to finish the whole plate. Go out, get yourself the accoutrement, the mise en place that you need to make this, and you'll be very happy you did. Buon appetito. Thank you for your time.